Welcome to the STARTUP3 podcast, first in mini-series organized with the aim to bring closer to you the project and our top 5 innovators. My name is Medaković and I am from InoSens. Today with me here are Tomaž Zadravec, Jean-Luc Fretard, Athanasios Charemis, Inese Mūrniece, Clémence Castell, Michael Voskakis, and Danijel Pavlica. These are all the representatives of the STARTUP3 consortium. Before we'll let you know about our activities and roles in this project, I will actually let Clémence, as the coordinator of the project, to tell you a little bit more about the project itself and our activities in these almost 2 years. Dear all, welcome. Clémence, I give you the word.
Hi, Tajana. Hello, dear auditors. Thank you. So STARTUP3, let me introduce it shortly. It's a European project first. So it's a project financed by the European Union under the grant program Horizon 2020 called ICT33. So it belongs to a group of projects under the umbrella of the Startup Europe network, managed by the European Commission. And actually, it's a group of projects sharing the same objective, that is support high potential European startups and foster their development and the development of deep techs in Europe in general. So STARTUP3 is a 2-year project. It's been managed by valuable consortium of 7 partners from 5 European countries. They will introduce themselves better a little later, I suppose. Our main expected outcome for STARTUP3 was to design, launch and manage a European Deep Tech Accelerator, which we did. Our acceleration program lasts a bit more than 1 year, from June 2020 to June 2021. We first launched an open call in early 2020, through which 25 startups were selected to enter our acceleration program. We built our accelerator in 3 different phases. First, the best potential phase, where all 25 startups participated, and then 10 startups were selected among these top 25 to enter the second phase of our program, and only at the end 5 startups among these 10 startups were selected to follow the third and last phase of the acceleration program. So they were all winners in the end, but the longer they stayed in the program and the more services and the more really tailored services they could beneficiate from. So overall, our main objectives in the project were first to search and find valuable profiles innovating in deep techs. That's what we did among our open call, but we were not only looking for innovators. Our goal was also to form a tangible deep tech innovation ecosystem in Europe. That's what we did with the help of our respective ecosystems, respective networks, because we were also 3 clusters in the consortium, and could also beneficiate from the quality networks of all partners. So goal was to identify valuable innovation players in the field of deep tech, to be able to connect them then with our high potential profiles, the startups that we selected in the program, to help them grow and find potential clients, partners, and investors to go to markets, actually. So this was the first objective, and the second objective, just said it actually, was to accelerate the to market of our selected startups by providing them tailored business acceleration services and connecting them with key players who I just talked about. So now our acceleration program is closed, and our final steps in the project until December 2021 is to bring visibility to our startups and to disseminate the quality results which you achieved in the project, and to maybe inspire new initiatives, I hope. And we also are evaluating the impact we had within the project.
Clémence, thank you very much. Thank you for this great overview of the project. So as we mentioned, we will talk a bit more about our top 5 innovators in the next episodes. And in this one, we will try to bring you closer a little bit about the consortium itself. So in this next part, we would like to present each of the partners to you. Short introduction about the company and the role in the project. So perhaps this time we can start with Jean-Luc.
Okay, thank you, Tajana. Thank you, Clémence, and good morning or good afternoon to every listener. In short, HOLA-UP is the French digital startup studio. We are based in the south of France, and our vocation is twofold. On one side, we create startups in-house or for partners using our venture building methodology and platform solution, database, and so on. And on the other side, we engage ourselves in acceleration programs for external startups, like in a STARTUP3 program. So in few words, we build and develop startups project, then based on our internal ideation to market methodology, and we accelerate or excubate project or any innovation for companies and experts. On that program, 4 people from HOLA-UP were or are involved in STARTUP3 program. Marius Meswet, which is our artificial intelligence expert. Carl Verger, which is our CMSO and blockchain and digital marketing group in our company. And also Ornella Solari, which is our HRO, and in that particular program, the psychologist and CEO coach for the different companies and startups, and myself as a coordinator of all that stuff, and a seasoned mentor for young entrepreneurs. And in few words, our role in that project was to lead the World Package 3, which is, in few words, the core operational, I would say, part of the program with the help of all the members. And we designed and the STIC program with the 3 phases that Clémence mentioned just before. And we delivered and operate the so-called Founder Studio program platform, and which hosts all the main operational activities, stakeholders, data, etc. And we also deployed some side solutions, such as startup links and some innovation in investor radar solution, etc. And yeah, that's in short words what we have done on that program.
Thank you very much. I think that those that are listening can already somehow intuitively guess what will be your biggest impressions. So we can move on. Anybody willing to continue? Okay, then I will be the one introducing the next speaker, Tomaž Zadravec from ITC. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Tajana. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here and pleasure to present. So my name is Tomaž Zadravec, and I'm a project manager at ITC. It's Innovation Technology Cluster. We are based in Slovenia. We are a non-profit business support organization located in the northeastern part of Slovenia. We are having a vision to somehow foster cross-sectoral innovation and the implementation of novel technologies in the rural-based sectors. We are also a founder of a digital innovation hub for agriculture and food production. So somehow our main scope of work in the project was to build a network of organizations in order to have a digital transformation of different sectors in the project. So this was somehow our main scope. So in short.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Tomaž. So as you can hear, there are different geographical coverages as well as coverages in terms of expertise within the consortium. And I would use this chance then to mix it up a little bit, and perhaps we can have a Greek partner now presenting. Michael, Thanasis, who would like to go next?
Thanasis, may I start? Of
course.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. My name is Muskakis, and I am a software engineer for Agenso. Agenso is an innovative SME based in Athens, Greece, that is dedicated to the promotion of precision agriculture, which is an umbrella term for all the new technologies based on Earth observation and ICT that aim into making farming more sustainable, more friendly to the environment and its preservation, as well as increasing crop yields and helping sustain our population in an eco-friendly manner, if I should put it that way. In the context of STARTUP3, we're providing some technical modules in a complementary fashion to what Jean-Luc presented just before. And Work Package 2 aims in delivering knowledge to our enrolled startups in helping them present ultimately a competitive business proposal into the market. As another part of our activities, we have also helped gather feedback and useful insights from our stakeholders via various surveys that were conducted periodically over the course of our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. Thanasis, would you like to go next?
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you, Hannah. It's Athanasios Charemis from KT, based in Athens. KT is the National Documentation Center of Greece. We have multiple services that provide actually to the Greek ecosystem. We deal with platforms, digital content, big data, and the pillar that actually I'm working as an innovation consultant as an NCP for Horizon Europe. Right now in Cluster 4 for digital industry and space. We work closely to the Greek entrepreneurial ecosystem and try to promote innovation, how to deal with current challenges in the innovation and changes of business model area. This is the one part, and the second large that we deal with is the digital transformation of Greek SMEs and startups. As an NCP in Horizon Europe, we provide insights for the participation in the largest program for innovation and advancement, technology advancements in EU, and give our insights mostly on the calls and the work program. We also have multiple, let's say, programs that we deal with. We are a member of the IT Hub for Health here in Greece. Actually a coordinator, and we work closely in the EDIH area, the Digital Innovation Hubs, and our main role in STARTUP3 was focused mainly in the work packages 4 and 5 that have to do mainly with insights and matching the needs of the corporates with the startups, and the second one was to build the technology innovation radar. We provided and all enjoyed many hours of mentorship and providing mentoring services to the startups, and we also being a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you already got to meet Clémence, and I would use this chance to introduce the second lady in the consortium. So Inese, could you please tell us a little bit more about Latvian IT Cluster?
Thank you, Tajana. Hello, everybody who is watching. I am Inese, and I represent Latvian IT Cluster and also our Digital Innovation Hub. Well, we are an IT company community located in Riga, Latvia, and we focus on cross-industry collaboration, innovation, ecosystem building, and internationalization. And we are proud to support this project as partners. And our role included taking part in mentoring activities and matchmaking activities, as well as evaluating startups and helping them grow faster and bigger. And we are indeed pleased to see the outcome and be a part of this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to switch now to Danijel, my colleague from InoSens, and also the person that you will be listening to in the next podcast while talking with the top 5 innovators. Danijel, please go ahead.
Thank you, Tana. And I'm here as well on behalf of InoSens, an innovation-driven consultancy company based in Novi Sad in northern Serbia. We deal mainly with bridging the gap between IT and diverse European sectors and value chains. Within the STARTUP3 project, we have several roles, starting with communication dissemination, sustainability and exploitation, open call management, mentoring, and as well as corporate pool creation. So with these diverse activities, we have had an opportunity to support such an amazing program that has left an impact already with several startups, and hopefully in future will create even bigger one.
Thank you, Danijel. And now we go back to Clémence. So we heard extensively about the project goals, aims, developments, and so on. And now we would like to hear more about Pôle SCS.
Yes, thank you, Tajana, and thank you everyone also for your involvement in the project. So Pôle SCS is SCS. What is it? Stand for Secured Communicating Solutions. We are actually a cluster gathering a network of more than 300 members acting in the fields of microelectronics, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, and artificial intelligence and big data. Most of our players or members are SMEs, but we also have corporate members, investors, and other business enablers in our network. And we are concentrated, most of our members actually are in the southeast of France. We are actually based in the same region than our partner and member HOLA-UP in the consortium. For SCS part, we are based in Sofia Antipolis, like HOLA-UP, near Nice, but we also have an office in Rousset, near Marseille, where lots of players in the field of microelectronics are concentrated too. So yeah, I can say we are working in one of the nicest regions to live and make business. We're quite lucky. And for my part, I'm working in European project, as you can guess, for Pôle SCS. In the frame of STARTUP3, we are project coordinator. It's a little bit the bad role in European projects. Lots of administrative work. I was the one pushing deadlines, etc., and ensuring the facilitation among the consortium, which was not always easy during the COVID period, but we did it. So we can be proud of what we achieved, and I'm very thankful for the work achieved by everyone. We did not just coordinate the project, we were also, our core role in the project was the network facilitation. We managed a lot of prospection for the mentored startups. We ensured we did some connections for our mentored startups, and we did it in the frame of the work packages. We were leader of Collide, which aim was to generate links between the startups and potential clients, investors, or other supports. And besides, we also hosted several webinars, webinar events, and we are expecting to host the final event of the STARTUP3 project. Hopefully, at the end of November. Hopefully, it will be a physical event. Fingers crossed.
Exactly, fingers crossed. We'll talk a little bit about the next steps for all of us and for the project in a bit while. For now, since we have been through almost 2 years of the project is almost ending. We have been through 1 year of the acceleration program, through COVID, to countless Zoom, Teams, WebEx meetings. What are the biggest lessons that you have learned personally as an organization as well? What are the results that you're most proud of? And ultimately, how did it affect your organization and work and the future prospect for similar projects? Clémence, perhaps you can continue.
Of course. For Pôle SCS part, I would say we are very proud. The thing we are the most proud of is that 4 startups of our network were selected in this accelerator, and 2 of which are top 10 and 1 in the top 5. So for us, it means, and for them, a great visibility, and also more generally for our ecosystem and for our region. It means that we are able to generate at our level and to support deep tech, high value deep tech innovative projects. So we are very proud of this. What I can say also from my part, this project was it meant a lot for my personal growth. I learned a lot on project management, on startup development itself, because it was not my field, my first field of expertise. I'm a project manager and network facilitator. So of course, I learned a lot, and it will benefit my future prospect, my future clients, because I'll be able to better understand their needs for development. I really learned a lot about specific needs for startups development. So yeah, I will be able to advise them better. And it was amazing also to learn about innovative solutions, to learn more about deep tech, what we can achieve. It was enriching for my personal culture. It was amazing to have better understanding of the technologies themselves and their wide applications.
Thank you, Clémence. Athanasios, how did STARTUP3 reflect EKT?
Well, only positive insights, despite, let's say, the long adventure of COVID that occurred actually nearly a month after the kickoff in Novi Sad. After this one, COVID broke out and many problems arise, but the final, let's say, taste of the whole program is pretty much positive. EKT enjoyed, first of all the Zoom and WebEx meetings and GoToMeeting. sessions. We had pretty much good collaboration along all the partners, and these were the moments that we enjoyed. Unfortunately, all these, given the distance that occurred, we are also very proud for the representatives from the Greek ecosystem. We have two Greek SMEs, Marcus and Artisafe, in the top 5, and one in radio in the top 10, and quite heavy participation from the Greek ecosystem in the initial applications. Startup3 was an excellent experience for us in order to, let's say, make a broad opening to the European ecosystem. This was a great opportunity for us to take experience and collect things and insights from all the countries across Europe. And I think that this was the most valuable thing, to be in close, monitor and collaborate with excellent partners from all the other European ecosystems. This is something that has no trade-off for us, and hopefully, as mentioned before, we are going to see you again in the closing of the project after 2 years. Let's say in the last meeting that would take place in France.
Thank you, Athanasios. I think I can safely say for everybody that we do look forward to next live meeting. Tomaž, so ITC, just like HOLA-UP, started in this project and contributed with the platform that the project was intended to further develop and benefit startups, corporates. So could you tell us a little bit more about the road and experiences of the ITC throughout the project?
Yeah, well, thanks again. So yeah, we were happy to be part of this amazing project. I can say already this. So and of course we were happy to see that after the application phase, a lot of startups and SMEs from the agricultural domain came in place. So we're happy to see that deep tech is moving also to this sphere, which is maybe a little bit a traditional one and maybe not so covered with technologies yet. So yeah, we were happy to see that. Of course, as I mentioned, we are also having a digital innovation hub, which is now somehow trying to cover all those startups, SMEs that came across from this domain. So we are connecting with them. We are trying to somehow evolve them in our future activities, trying to help them maybe go to market also. So through different channels like EU projects and so on. So yeah, we are building a community around it. So hopefully we will achieve something like that. Maybe a lesson learned to what I have. So it's it's a long journey or long way from some first meetings with startups and to have them go to market, to come to investors and corporates and so on. So it's a long way. Like I think we all saw it. And yeah, as Clémence also mentioned, from my personal experience, it was also a very nice journey. So I learned a lot also from Jean-Luc, I can say that, so on business support and how to support SMEs and so on. So it was a nice consortium. I think we learned from each other. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Tomaž. Danijel, so we were together at InoSens from the beginning of the project, and I remember waiting for the closing of the application period when we were counting how many applications we will have from the deep tech startups, and we were very proud to have 250. I have to emphasize that, but I would like you to present some lessons learned, experiences, and what are we mostly proud of at InoSens?
Yeah, thank you, Tana. That was one of the, I would say, best feelings so far within this project when it comes to InoSens, is that we hit the open call, started the open call, then the infamous pandemic started, and startups actually didn't know what to do, so they were cut off of serious resources. However, we did manage to attract 250 deep tech startups and basically innovators and people with idea to apply for an acceleration program that does not offer direct funding, but yet some business support that was highly needed for them in those times. And yes, hitting 250 deep tech startups just 2 minutes before we closed the application period was one of the best feelings within the project. And also what we should all be proud of is that we managed to switch everything to online and not to lose the essence of the project nor of any service that we have planned. So that is something that all of us should be truly proud of, and that the startups didn't feel so much the lack of the physical attendance, although we now towards the end of the year are planning to include that as well. So that will be a huge benefit for everyone. And yes, personally, it is one of the projects that I really enjoy working in, especially with the people. So I would say that the biggest takeout from the project are connections, networkings, and experiences that each partner and each startup has shared with us, and to be, as we always like to say, a part of a success story of each startup and this project as well.
Thank you, Danijel. I can only agree with what you have said. Speaking of business, so a heavy role was played by team HOLA-UP. So Jean-Luc, what are the main takeouts for
HOLA-UP? Basically, such a program, such an acceleration program, is more or less the core activity of HOLA-UP. So we are in our world, we are in yes, I would say traditional and day-to-day activities. What is different here for us is the international aspect of the program in terms of startups on one side, and in terms of stakeholders, consortium members, etc. And that was something we need to capture and to manage, and it was our big challenge at the beginning. And what I want to add is, engaging such a program is more or less a venture building journey as creating a startup. That is more or less the same thing, because we do not have co-founders, but we have consortium members. We have to dissolve together, like at the ideation step of a startup. During the proposal, we have to meet all together and discuss what we can imagine, what we can deliver, and we have to appreciate ourselves in the same program. That's the main aspect of any venture. I used to repeat the program to the startups that what is important for the project, the company, investors, etc., is people. And in that case, I think what is the main ingredient of the success or not is people again. And I think we all be proud of it, because it was a challenge on a challenge due to the crisis, etc., with all frustration and some tests during the open call. And also, I wanted to say something. When we started with the kickoff, yes, in mid-February, I'm not wrong, yes. Few weeks after, we entered a huge pandemic crisis that no one can imagine at the beginning. And faced with this new context during the open call, I was personally very skeptical on the capacity to attract 250 candidates. So it's very easy for me to say that. And I was wrong, because due to the huge and impressive work of the members, and mainly you guys from InoSens, you did the job, and it enabled us to engage the program. And yes, that was very, a key moment of any venture building project. You need a key moment, like in a soccer team or any group of people. You need something, a reference moment to make the alchemy works and so on. Yes, that's the main thing I was most proud of.
And if I can
please go ahead.
Yeah, and we did an amazing job attracting them, but also I think we arrived finally at the right time. We were offering startups a way to continue doing business in this very weird and difficult period, and we offered them a way to continue connecting with foreign actors, remote enablers, remote players, thanks to your platform, offering them business acceleration services, and this way to continue accelerating and to continue developing their business remotely. So also I think we arrived at the right time for them in this very weird context. And if I can add something regarding the also what the positive outcome I noticed is it was amazing to see also the progress of the startups through the platform from the first phase to the third phase. We could really it was tangible. I mean, they achieved a very great progress throughout the acceleration program.
Thank you, Clémence. Inese, how about your experiences at LITC?
Well, I don't think I can add something new, to be honest, because everything that has been said is quite relatable to us as well. Well, during this project, we've had an amazing opportunity to work with great people, the consortium team, as well as ambitious and promising startups. And I guess the people will be the key benefits we will also take away from this project. So I want to thank to all partners and also our startups who were with us in this journey. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. And I guess the moment I am most proud of is that the pandemic didn't kill us, but otherwise we killed the pandemic in a sense, because as Clémence said, we offered startups the opportunity to continue their growth, and this was something amazing that we could manage to deliver the program to the participants and help them look at their businesses from additional perspective. And for me personally, and for LITC as well, this time has taught us to be flexible and creative. But above it all, we still needed to be unified in our goal, and we still needed to remain human in a sense. And I guess this project will give this amazing feeling for us to reflect on when we think about how we can build projects.
Thank you, Inese. Indeed, I think it gave us the enthusiasm and resilience also for the next initiatives. Michael, how about Agenso?
Well, good points raised by everyone. Indeed, the most important thing and the most important takeaway of STARTUP3 is that not only we managed to make it happen against all odds and extremely bad timing, but we also managed to provide some tangible benefits for a handful of innovators across Europe. So if that isn't success, I don't know what is. Also on a more, let's say, personal level, me and my colleagues were involved into the delivery of some modules of technical nature. And when you decide that you need to present a topic to an audience, it's at that point that you start discovering the things that you thought you knew, but in fact, you need to step up your game. And I see the way that our involvement in such topics changed also the way that we internally work here at Agenso in delivering our software to the end user. So through this process, I felt that it was a bit reciprocal benefit. I mean, not only we managed to hopefully help somebody, but also become better ourselves.
Thank you, Michael. So now I would like to continue with one short question, because I think the main takeout is that there is a project, but there are the people behind it at the core and the experiences they carry on further. So I would like to ask you, what is the one thing that you remember the most from this project or from some activity, whether it was from pitching events, some mentoring sessions with the startups, perhaps our first meeting, first consortium meeting that we had live. So some marking experience or event or a moment that you would like to share. Perhaps Danijel would like to say something first.
That's an interesting question. The moment you asked it, my mind ran towards the first meeting that we had in Novi Sad, when we gathered with such an enthusiasm and fixed so many things that were unknown, and let's say we better quite some things that were written in the grant agreements to make the project even better. So yes, I would highlight the synergy that we had as a consortium as the best thing that has happened.
Thank you, Danijel. Tomaž, how about you?
I think that the moment which Danijel was referring to earlier, so the 250 applications, when we reached that, I know that it was a celebration somehow, I think, of everyone. So that was, for me at least, those like moment to remember.
Thank you very much. I have to add on my behalf, just to jump in a little bit, that there was many events throughout the project, but I remember when startups were having chats with some pitch coaches, and it was such a turning point for them. It was turning point for us personally, because we were so amazed with the coaches that they, and how quickly the innovators picked up on the advice that was given to them, and they actually had a live exercise where they had to apply everything learned. And it was such an amazing moment to see that in a difference of 10 minutes time span, they actually made such a progress, in addition to the development through the acceleration process and so on. How about you, Athanasios? What is your highlight moment?
Actually, in this question, I would prefer to be the last one, because I have many moments in my mind. One of the top was definitely the closing of the open call. The meeting in Novi Sad was one of the most, let's say, straightforward and well-organized kickoff meetings I have participated in my life. I don't know, it's the whole experience, the whole journey that started back then in January from the kickoff and continues until today. It's all the hours, all the faces that we share today, we have shared in many meetings and steering committees. And this was also, let's say, great moments. It was the nervous of some startups before pitching and pitching again and pitching again. in the organization that we had here in Athens, and also I think the same Clémence Castell for France, the first speech event. There were millions of things. It was, let's say, the daily contact with the SMEs that we facilitated that was more or less pretty much interactive and, let's say, mostly win-win for all of us and them, of course. I have many moments to share. I'll stop here.
I think we are all glad to hear that. Thank you, Thanasis. How about you, Inese?
Well, I think that every mentoring meeting with the startups was something special. I remember myself thinking, oh, we are meeting Sentilog today, or we are meeting NeoSound today. It's like, okay, I want to know how they are doing, because in this project, you feel like you're a part of their team as well. So you want them to grow, you want them to be good. And every time when I heard them speaking about their progress, about their success, I kind of felt it was my input as well into that as well. So yeah, I guess every meeting with the startups was something special.
Thank you, Inese. How about you, Clémence?
Sorry, I couldn't find my mouse anymore. Yeah, just like Inese, the every mentorship meetings were the best moment I had in the project, I would say, and with the also an emphasis on the Sofia Business Angels, the meeting we had with the Sofia Business Angels. We did a pitch session with one of the managing partner of this Business Angels Association, and when he said that the pitches he heard from the top 5 was one of the best he heard from startups in Europe. I was kind of wow, we did a great selection job, and these startups really have a high potential of growth, and yeah, they will achieve great things. So yeah, that was my moment.
Yes, actually, you reminded me that he said that this was worth waking up for. It was a very good moment. How about you, Michael? What are the highlights for you?
Well, let me start by saying that I remember that meeting, the SBA treatment, and well, it was a bit, let's say, demanding for our startuppers, but they pulled through, and I'm glad that first they had the opportunity to get that feedback, as that was quite realistic, let's say, from a real market perspective. And they also managed to impress their audience. On the other hand, I would also like to mention that both pit stops were memorable events, because you can feel all the preparation during the entire phase, both on our behalf and also was done by the startups, culminating in a single pitch. And well, it was, let's say, suspenseful, and it had some plot twists, but yeah, if I had to vote 2 events, please, I would select pit stop 1 and 2.
Thank you, Michael. Indeed, they were exciting. How about you, Jean-Luc?
Well, in fact, I think I had 25 best moments, you know, when we first met the entrepreneurs, you know, the first contact. It's more or less like a love story. The first contact, you know, with entrepreneurs. Tell me who you are, tell me what you are doing, etc. And to discover the project, etc. That was really exciting. And I have one more story in mind. You know, during phase one, when we focused on kind of market-proven work, how to be sure that it's not a good idea for you, but a good idea for the market, and if there's someone ready to pay for, etc., etc. I remember some work with, you know, the drone bot company. They are still a drone company based in Spain, and they realized a drone bot with a lot of investment, money, etc., with a wonderful prototype. And as we went on the project and the potential, etc., during phase one, 1 week before the selection, the pitch challenge, the innovator entrepreneur called me and said, "Hey, Jean-Luc, I understand all what we have learned, etc., and we want to stop the drone bot project, and we will focus on a drone universal data marketplace, etc., digital, what is really a good idea, etc." And it was a really exciting moment, because I think that for them it was the wrong way, and probably they should have destroyed their company. And due to all the discussions and the confidence with you guys and I as mentors, they decided to make a big pivoting. But that was, yes, a key moment in that program during phase one. I remember it.
Thank you very much, Jean-Luc. So we are slowly coming to an end of today's episode. So I would like to ask you, what are the next steps for you, for your organization? How will you use this knowledge and experiences gained throughout the project? And if there is a message or a comment that you would like to share to those that are listening, whether it's for project partners or is it to startups, those who have been through our project. We can maybe start this time with Michael.
Well, if I had to start with a message to those listening, I would like to let them know that first, let me make it more specific to our innovators. I'd like to mention that I've seen a lot of good business proposals throughout the duration. So if you didn't make it to the top 5, that's certainly not something to weigh you down too much. I think that all of our startups had a lot of potential, and they certainly have what it takes to succeed. So follow your dreams, keep trying hard, and success may be just around the corner. As about our company's future plans, well, we feel that we have grown up, having met, let's say, what is out there in terms of the ecosystem. We have discovered entities like other than startups, accelerators, financial bodies like investors, and we ourselves also feel more secure into advancing with our own products and incorporating the knowledge gathered into our own solutions. Well, but to reiterate, I believe that the most important takeaway and the message, if you will, is that never give up. And yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
What are the next steps and messages from ITC?
Yeah, well, we just started a new project, which is somehow connecting Europe with Asia, or at least on the agriculture and food production domain. So we are trying to somehow build a bridge to the markets of Singapore, Thailand, South Korea, and Japan. So yeah, we will try to involve again those also active on STARTUP3 and try to somehow get them maybe also to Asian market, to those networks. So yeah, this is something that we will take from this project to that one. So yeah, that's maybe my point.
That sounds great. So good luck with those endeavors. How about you, Inese?
I guess our future is already here, and this knowledge we have obtained here, and also your encouragement and your vision of how everything has to develop will definitely help us improve our events, our approach, how we build our own innovation programs, and not just in terms of formats or content, but also in the scope, how we address these topics and how we actually want our companies to enter new markets. And I'm not talking only about IT companies, but also traditional industry companies who can become bigger with the help of digital tools. And I truly hope that this understanding that IT and traditional industries can work together better, and this knowledge will definitely help us craft better programs. And regarding the message, I was thinking about the message to my future self, but I guess it will work for every project manager, is that you have to trust yourself and probably take it all a bit easier because at some point you are so determined to do the work and you want to do it good that you miss some good bits of the project and you don't even enjoy the fruits. So at times you can just step away from that, look at what has been done and just clap and say, yeah, that's something good.
Thank you, Inese. I think we can all resonate with this message. So thank you for that. Danijel, could you tell us a little bit more about next steps and messages from InoSens?
Well, yes, throughout the project, we have proven some of our methodologies, we have improved them, and most importantly, we have learned new ones from partners, from startups. So basically, next steps for InoSens are to keep disrupting the European sector with innovation, and especially now within the new Horizon Europe program. Still to be there for any type of proposals that we can be in, that we can bring some new things or some experience in. And when it comes to a message, yeah, I would use the cliche one from the STARTUP3 one. So never stop connecting, innovating, and growing, I would say.
Thank you very much. Athanasios, how about you?
Well, I will keep on where Danijel stopped. I would say that ideation, innovation, and the willingness of, let's say, young people to co-create something, as we did as partners and as the startuppers did. They followed their dreams despite all the difficulties they faced, and actually they moved on. They made their first steps, and right now they're walking, and actually are able to run, most of them, especially the top 5. So this is more or less the core message. On EKT, we continue to do this one. We share the experience in the local ecosystem and all the ecosystems that we collaborate. We also had the opportunities to foresee new tools and how to work, let's say, focused on what the startuppers need and the large corporates need in the case of B2B. At the end of the day, we became better and Probably everyone, let's say after STARTUP3, has, let's say, define, let's say, next steps, as it seems.
Thank you very much, Athanasios. Jean-Luc, how about HOLA-UP?
Well, we at HOLA-UP, we will continue to improve the methodology, addition to market methodology, and of course the Founder Studio platform and all the side solutions, just to deliver better and better contents and better devices and facilitating for project orders, startups, and SMEs. We are specializing deeper in artificial intelligence and decentralized finance, which is the new internet 3.0 or web 3.0, and we will probably participate in such program dedicated to that particular topic. And in the future, I personally hope that we will have the opportunity to work all together again.
Thank you, Jean-Luc. And Clémence, that opened this session, please, what is the message that you have to relay to us, to the listeners, and what are the next steps for SCS?
Well, if I have a message for people willing to be involved in similar initiatives or that are involved in similar in startup development, I would say needs definition of the mentored SMEs are very important. Is very important. Maybe if I had done something different in the program, it would have been to maybe predefine the needs of our startups, because we notice at the end of the program that some even at similar development stages, they can have real different needs. For example, at phase 3 of the acceleration program, we were focusing on the investor search, and in the end, some startups didn't want to be to meet investors and had other prospection needs. So yeah. Maybe to be able to define a very tailored acceleration program, pre-assessment of the needs, and also identify their needs and help them understand their own needs, because what I learned through this program is that the startups sometimes also don't know their own that they don't know about their own needs. So we have to also help them understand what they need to develop. Yeah, what special services they need to develop. Then what I would say also is that the physical format is not to neglect. We had, it's of course because of the context, but it's not because we are developing online great tools that physical sharings are not important anymore. They are, and we are at national level starting again to organize physical event, B2B sharings, and we can feel that our members are very demanding for such sharings. So informal sharings help to people to remember better. Informal sharings help them to build trust and to get better connected. So yeah, this is not to neglect, and I hope that we will manage to organize our final event in France, in Sofia Antipolis, at the end of November. So now for the next steps, at SCS level, we launched another European project. Maybe you heard about it. It's an InoSUP project called Secure IT. So it's a cascade funding project, and we will actually co-finance innovative digital solution answering security challenges. So we're involved in a consortium with several clusters, all involved in security or cyber security subjects. We will support during 3 years 63 projects. It will be collaborative projects, so we will support 126 SMEs in total. And yeah, through the financing of up to 74,000 euros per prototyping project, and up to 88,000 euros per demonstrator project. So yeah, first call will be launched at the beginning of 2022. I'm a bit advertising here, but yeah. We will co-fund those projects, of course, but we will also offer them acceleration support, of course, and everything we learned through STARTUP3 will be very helpful in this project.
Thank you, Clémence. And more about advertising, I think it's also important to mention exactly this. So how we extracted this knowledge and how are we going to apply it in the future projects based on these lessons learned. So I would like to cordially thank you all for being here today, for all of your work in the project, and for sharing your insights and experiences. For those that are watching and listening, as mentioned in the beginning, this is only the first in the mini-series of STARTUP3 podcast. So in the next episodes, you will have the chance to meet our top 5 innovators. So today you heard a little bit about their mentoring, about the pitching session and coaching and so on. And you will actually get to hear from them directly what was their development throughout the program, and they will be able to share their success stories. So thank you very much for tuning in, and keep up with us. That will be all for today. Thank you.